So this last week I got back on the road without a plan to come home. Fully vaccinated and slightly symptomatic, the first few days back in the van took me by surprise. I set off in hopes of using the Tahoe area as a pit stop on my way to Utah, but instead I ended up in the mountains at a beautiful campsite on a river for a whole week. Sometimes it's nice when things don't go to plan. I'm leaving. Finally. We'll see what happens, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be on the road for quite a bit this go around. Where am I going today? I'm going to Lake Tahoe, if the dispersed camping is as it is described on freecampsites.net. All the reviews are old, so I can't feel it out very well. I'm a little bit symptomatic, not feeling the best. I got the vaccine on Monday. It's now Wednesday, and I'm still taking acetaminophen so that I don't feel like I'm feverish. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I'm gonna go get some coffee and then get on my merry way. So this morning, as I was pulling out of Coleman's Alley with the van, obviously. What am I talking? Why is everything sounding so strange out of my mouth today? As I was walking up to the van, I saw a bunch of fluid gathered underneath the muffler, which is like super unnerving for somebody who is about to leave on a trip and live in a vehicle. It's just not the best thing to feel like something could be wrong. I ended up posting in the Ford Transit forum, which is such a great resource. Like, Facebook groups are such great resources. I had to take myself out of the solo female van life one though, because it was getting a little bit political. But the Ford Transit forum is nice for like when you don't know if something's wrong, but you also don't know if you should just go to the mechanic kind of thing. So yeah, like 10 minutes after I posted to the forum, I was able to get reassurance from like 10 different people that it was just condensation from the muffler, that I probably shouldn't be using ethanol gas because that attracts water or some weird thing. Dude, I'm in a weird mood this morning. As I drove towards Tahoe, the sun swept across the sky, my mind tense, not knowing where I'd end up, all of my eggs in the basket of a vaguely worded iOverlander review. As the sun set behind the mountains, I pulled off onto a Forest Service road. At first, it seemed like I was alone in the wilderness, but as I drove down the bumpy road, the sight of a dozen rigs scattered amongst the forest brought me a sigh of relief, and I was surprised to find a beautiful meadow to call home. I'm sorry, but the fact that this is free, this is my new favorite campsite. It feels wrong to disclose this particular location, so if you're wondering where this is, feel free to head to Tahoe and wander around in the mountains. You'll probably stumble upon it eventually. Whoa, what? I have to take all day tomorrow to just reorganize this van because it's almost like the person who was supposed to clean it got sick and had to skip it. I haven't just like talked to you guys in a while. I'm kind of craving it, so that's what's gonna happen. I'm making dinner, I'm making a salad. This is not about me making a salad, this is about what I have to say. Look at my dog. Finn, you're adorable. There's something about videoing yourself and like seeing it afterwards. It's almost like my life doesn't feel romantic in the moment, but being able to see a mirror of what it looks like or being able to see it edited all together, I definitely am able to romanticize my life after the fact. I'm still working on romanticizing it in the moment, but when I went over to Amanda's, the Llama Farm Ford Transit freelancer girl, when I went over to her house, she offered me a salad, and it was a Trader Joe's salad. Also, I stole one of Coleman's parents', what is this called? China on accident. I did not mean to, but it somehow snuck away with me. In case you guys are watching, hi, I have your bowl. I will return it in due time. When I went to Amanda's, I was so nervous because she was offering me 4 different salads, and I was like, I don't know which one to pick. Which one is your favorite? I won't pick that one. I was being really... I am a people pleaser to a fault. It is not a good thing. I wish that I could just turn it off. I feel like I could potentially be an extrovert if I wasn't such a people pleaser. Does that make any sense? I ended up picking a salad kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo style, and I ended up just picking one with blue cheese. And when I picked it, Amanda was like, are you sure that cheese is really stinky. And I was like, I've never had blue cheese before. I ended up eating it, and that salad ended up changing my life. I would never have grabbed a blue cheese salad before that. But now I want to go out of my way to make a blue cheese salad. I almost said sandwich. Anyways, my eyes are twitching. I was supposed to buy silverware today. I'm gonna fire that girl who got sick. This cheese isn't even that stinky. And Amanda, if you're watching this, thank you for introducing me to blue cheese. Welcome to my dinner. The next morning, feeling the kind of freedom you can only understand if you've ever traveled full-time without a destination, I decided to just cruise around this area without any set plans. But first, breakfast. And by breakfast, I mean coffee. It's coffee time. I'm just gonna take a minute to enjoy this view because, holy hell. I can't get over how stupid cute this is. The coffee is still percolating. I'm eating my breakfast. I've actually gotten quite used to using the paintbrushes. I don't know if I put it in the video or not, but yesterday I had a water spillage issue. It wasn't that big of a deal. The biggest casualty was my sleeping bag, which is now outside. I didn't get to use it last night. It was a very cold night, and thankfully I did bring a heating blanket. I was able to use it all night. I would confidently say that out of all of the things that have changed about the van, the number one thing that has brought me the highest level of comfortability by far has been adding a heating blanket to my life. So this particular spot had a few big birds frequenting the area. When Finn and I were playing fetch in the meadow, I spotted a bird circling above us. We moved into the shade for protection, but after a few minutes of shaded fetch, I heard the sound of flapping wings a dozen feet away. Ellie! Holy F. Oh! Finn, I just dropped my camera for you. I did. I know. Hope it's okay, but I'm glad that you're more okay. In these moments, I never know if the birds are just screwing with me, if it's all in my head, or if the birds actually see Finn as prey. All I know is that I'm glad Finley does not mind being my bungee cord buddy. I don't think I'll ever be able to completely let him out of my sight on the road. Off-roading where the big bird lives. When there's an area like this, and it's very, very clearly an RV area, I just have to wonder, like, why? Okay, so because I felt sick for 2 days and I was still kind of sick last night, I feel gross. I feel gritty, I feel grimy, I need a shower, but there is no Planet Fitness for 46 minutes. But there is a river. I think I'm gonna go try to rinse off if I can find a spot where there's no people, which honestly I don't know if I'm gonna find. When I first saw this river, I was driving from my campsite towards Tahoe, and for a second, I found myself thinking, wait, I'm in California? Very confused, but not the least bit disappointed. I think it became clear in that moment that I was not going to be visiting the lake, at least not this weekend. Kind of crazy how after you do that, the air just feels so warm. Oh, excuse me while I go pee in a bush. Okay, I'm back. Maybe I should get into fly fishing. That would be fun. This afternoon, the riverbanks were empty apart from a few fishermen fly fishing where the river met the road. I was able to find a little secluded stretch of river to call my own for the afternoon, and I just marveled at the fact that I'd accidentally stumbled upon the most gorgeous section of California. There was no plan here, and that's just van life for you. Fanny and I are back at the campsite. It's 6 o'clock. I have like an hour and a half until sunset. I'm gonna go get a fire ready and start reading. Wanna go outside and have a campfire? Oh, you like the word outside. I know, let's go, come on! The fire permit application included a tutorial on how to start a fire safely, and I tried my best to follow the steps. I did cheat and used a fire starter, but even so, my first and second and third attempts at a fire completely flopped. After practically giving up, I walked away, played some fetch, and to my surprise, when I came back to the fire pit, there was a fire. So I'm not sure how that happened, but I do appreciate the gesture. I spent sunset staring at my screen instead of the sky, engrossed once again in the Kingkiller Chronicles, rereading the first book, The Name of the Wind. It was a perfect night, a perfect book, and a perfect end to my first weekend on the road. I don't allow myself to sleep is, wait. Finn, get off my hair.